Hello everyone, welcome to Learn Data Structures and Algorithm in Python course. In today's lecture, we'll be solving some basics problem on string. And through this problem, you'll be get confident that how we can iterate over a string. So let's start. Let's start with our first problem. What is our first problem? In the first problem, we have said that please write a program to remove all occurrence of character in a string. Means suppose you will be given a string. Welcome to Python course. Now, from the string, you have to remove all occurrence of this character O. Then what it will look like? The resultant string will be look like this. So, from this string, O will be removed. From this, O will be removed. From 2, O will be removed. From Python, after H, O will be removed. From course, after C, O will be removed. And this will remain like this. Now, let's see how we can do that. Let's take an example. Let's take some random things: a, b, then c, then again b, then f, then again b, then a. Right? This is the string. Now let's say I'm telling you to remove all occurrence of b from the string. Now how you can do? You can't modify the string, right? You can't modify the string. Then what you have to do? You have to create a completely new string. Then what you gonna do? You will copy the characters from this string to this string. You'll copy the characters from this string to this string. But while you copying the value, you have to check for this particular character. If you find this character, you will not copy in this string, right? So what you have to do? You have to only copy those elements that are not this element, right? This is simple. So first you have to go to this 0th index and you will check if this character is equals to this character. If it is not, then you can put it here. Then next you'll check for this element. If this element equals to this element, then you will not copy this, right? You will not consider this. Then you will go to this index. Then you will see, you will compare this character is equals to this character or not. If it is not, then you can add it here. Similarly, you check for this character. Then if it is equals to this character, then you will not do anything. Then you will move to the next. So like this. Now to do that, what you have to do? You have to first run a loop, run a for loop, and you will consider as an index, or you can directly take the character. Okay, then you will loop to the whole string str, right? Then you check if if the current character the current character is not equals to the given character, let's say ch. Okay, that we have to eliminate. If this is not equal to this, then what we have to do? We have to consider a resultant string and initialize with empty string. Then we have to every time modify this. We have to change this. Then raise will be raise plus this current char. So that's how we can do this. Let's see how we can write this problem. Let's take an example. Let's take s equals to, and let's take this. Welcome to Python course. Uh, Python course, right? Okay. Then let's try to create a function called def and name it as remove all occurrence. Then first we have to give the string, right? Str. Then the character you want to remove. Then what is the next step? Next step, you have to run a for loop. First we have to take a variable, uh, let's say resultant string, and initially it will be empty. Then we'll run a for loop for char in str. Then every time, what are you gonna do? We'll check if this current char is not equals to this char. Then we'll do what we'll do. We'll change this res string to res string plus this char, right? Now at last, when the for loop is done, we'll be returning this return res str. Okay. Now let's try to print this. Let's print, sorry, remove all occurrence. Then we have to put the string here s, and whichever character we want to remove. Let's say I want to remove o. Now let's try to run this. First print this one, print this one, yes. Okay, then we are printing this one. Let's try to run this. Now you can see this is the original string. We'll come to Python course. Now if I want to remove o from this will look like this. So this is the basic approach. Now let's see how differently we can do that. Let's comment it out, and now let's try to create another function, def, and limit remove all events, and it will take str ch. Now try to understand. Let's say a b c a b e f b and a, right? Now I want to remove this b from this string, right? Then what else I can do? Let's say I just split this whole string. I just split this whole string by the separator b. Then what will be the list look like? If we split the string, it will create a list. It will create a list containing it will create a list containing, first it will be a, okay, then it will be separated by b, then it will be c a, right? Then there is b again, then it will be like e f, okay, then there is a separator b, then at last it will be e. Now we'll do this using split, split by this character b, okay. Okay, then the next step, what will be the next step? Then we'll join this list. So we'll join this list, right? Then what will happen? So this will be a, then after that it will be ca, then ef, then a. Then you can see after a it is c, after a it is c, then after c it is a, then after a it will be e, after a it will be e, then f, then b will be removed, then e will be remain. Now let's see how we can do that. Now the first step is to, we have to create a list. Let's say temp list equals to, so we'll split this, so str dot split and split by this character, right? This character. Then we'll return, what will return? We'll return by joining this temp list, join. Then what will be the separator? Separator will be nothing, by empty string. We'll be join this by empty string temp list. Now let's try to run this. Now you can see this is also giving me the same output. So that's how we can write the same problem differently, right? Now let's look at our next problem. So you have to write a program to camel case of a given sentence, right? Now let's say there is a sentence given. So this is called convert this sentence to camel case. This is basically a sentence, right? Now if you observe, the first character of the string is in capital letter, right? But for the remaining words, the first letter is in normal, in small letter. Now if we convert this into camel case, then what will happen? Here the each word, the first letter of the each word will be capital letter. That's why it is called in camel case, right? So here you can see each character of this word will be in camel case, right? Now how to do this? So what is the first thing coming to your mind? So camel case means for each word, let's say for each word, let's say this. Previously it was like this, right? Now for camel case, when a word occurs, this first letter will be converted into uppercase, right? It will be converted into uppercase. Now how do we identify that this is basically a new word, or this is our first string, right? First character. How do we define them? How do we identify? Now if you notice, if you just forget about this first character, now if you notice, the character after the space will be converted into uppercase, right? Let's see. After this space, after each space, this character basically converted into uppercase. If we do that, then we can convert this whole sentence into camel case. So what we have to check first, if we just forget about this, if you just forget about the first character, now let's say we are at a particular character, right? Let's say we are at this particular character. Now we'll check if its previous character is space. If its previous character is space, let's say we are at index I. Now we'll check if str of I minus 1 is equals to space string, right? Space, the space. Then what we can do, then we can ignore this thing. Then we can make this string to uppercase, make this character. So what are you gonna do? We'll str of I will be convert this into uppercase, then how to do that? Will be write str of I dot upper, right? So that is the case. Now let's say how we can do that. Let's remove this thing and clear this also. Okay, now let's take a sentence, let's say, or str, let me use str. Now let's say, hi there, I am Saurabh. Okay, now let's try to create a function. Let's name it as dev, and then name it as convert string into camel case. Okay, then it will take string str. Okay, then what we're gonna do? So when first, what are you gonna do? First, the first character, the first character of a sentence, that will always be in uppercase, right? That is the first condition. So the first character of a sentence will be in uppercase. So what are you gonna do? First, we'll take a resultant string, and first will be initialized with str of 0 dot upper, right? So initially it will be the first character, and it will be stored in the uppercase. Then what we will do, we'll run a for loop, and this for loop will be starting from index number 1, because we have already considered this 0. Okay, now if we run a for loop for I in range, and range will be from 1 to n, right? So what will be the n? Let's create a variable n equal to str, sorry, len of str. Okay, now if we run this, now every time what do you have to do? We have two conditions. First, if we check uh, this str of I, sorry, the previous element str of I minus 1 is equal to space, then what are you gonna do? We gonna append this character to this race string by uppering the case. So appending this with str of I dot upper, right? Or else what are you gonna do? You're gonna directly append this raise str equals to raise str plus str of I. So that's simple. And at last we'll be returning this resultant string, right? Now if we try to run this, let's say print convert string into camel case, and if we put str here, now if we try to first, let's print this out also, print str, then in the next line we're just printing the string in camel case. Now let's try to print this. Now you can see initially it was like this. Now when it is converted into camel case, it is looking like this. So this is the first approach. Now we can solve this using different approach. Let's say how we can do that. Let's comment it out and remove this code also. Okay, now let's say there is a sentence. Let's say hi there. Okay, hi there, I am, oh sorry, I am John. Let's say here, right? Now this is a whole string. Now what if we split this thing by this space separator? What if we split this thing into space separator? Then what will be the new list? The new list will be look like I, then comma, then there, right? Then I, then am, then John, right? This will be the new list. Now in this new list, what if we go on to every element? What we go to every element, and what we have to do? We have to capitalize this thing. Means what capitalize does, it takes an word, it takes an string, it takes an string, then it converts the first letter to capital letter. So it will take the whole string and then it will convert this into this. So if we capitalize this m, so it will look like m. So this is how we can do, and then at the last we can join them, right? Now let's see how we can do this. So let's say first, let's create a string. Let's say, sorry, create a list, temporary list, and it will be basically we'll split this with space, and then we'll run a for loop over here for I in range, and range will be length of this temps list. Then what are you gonna do? We'll modify this element. So temp list will be temp list dot uh, capitalize, right? Then at the last, what are you gonna do? We're gonna return this string by joining them by this space separator. So join this temp string elements and we'll return them. Now let's try to clear this and let's run this. Uh, Template dot capitalize. Okay, I think template of I. Sorry, it's my mistake. Now let's clear this out. And if we try to run this, sorry, it will be also template of I. That is my bad. Now let's clear this out. Sorry. And if we try to run this now we can see. So initially it was like this, and now it is converted like this. So there are many ways. So there are other ways to convert this into camel case. So I hope now you have understood that how we can convert a string into camel case. So that's it for today. See you in the next lecture. Thank you.